Charlie said, "Check what you have done that hurts the world and reason. If the sin is unforgivable, just kill him." The woman fell to the ground with fright. Afterwards, 3 Toyota Coaster minibuses drove to Thompson. A dozen punks including Ron's legs were broken one by one, ready to be sent to the car. Charlie said to Elaine at this time, "Mom, let's go." Elaine's expression was very ugly. She pulled Charlie aside, and whispered, "They took that kind of video of me, you must help me find it out." "That kind of video?" Charlie frowned and asked, "What do you mean?" Elaine said anxiously, "That's the kind of video. They told me to take off my clothes and shoot. You must find the video for me and delete it. Otherwise, in case the video streamed, I won't live outside." Charlie was stunned for a moment, but didn't expect the mother-in-law to enjoy this treatment. Shaking his head helplessly, he pulled the Ron over and asked in a cold voice, "Where is the video you made?" Ron was so scared that he cried and cried, "Mr. Wade, I'm confused for a while." Charlie said coldly, "Stop talking nonsense. Say, where is the video?" "In my phone." "Is it sent out?" No, absolutely not." Charlie nodded, took out the phone from his pocket, handed it to Elaine, and said, "Mom, you find the video and deleted it yourself." Elaine hurriedly took the phone, found her video in the album, and deleted it completely. Later, she still felt unsafe, so she just smashed the phone directly. Afterwards, Elaine said bitterly, "I have to wait for them to get in the car before I leave." Charlie shrugged and said, "Okay, I'll let them hurry up, it's getting dark, and I have to go home to cook for Claire." Seeing a group of people being escorted to 3 CMBs separately, Elaine was able to resolve her hatred and threw the car keys to Charlie and said, "You drive." Charlie said goodbye to Isaac and Mr. Orville, drove into the old master's BMW, and then drove away from Thompson. As soon as the car got out of Thompson's first-grade car, Elaine began to cry and said, "Today is really bad. $2 million is lost, and only $60,000 is back. And the jade bracelet." The more Elaine thought about it, the more distressed, and the more she thought about it, the more uncomfortable she was. While crying, she looked at Charlie and scolded angrily, "It's all to blame for this rubbish. Do you think you are so idle? Let them donate money to Project Hope. What are you doing? Why don't you let them pay me all the money?" Charlie said indifferently, "Mom, if you take their money, after they disappear, the police will investigate all the details of their life and would get to you in no time. You can't wash it out even if you jump into the Yellow River. Then, Dad and Claire." As soon as Elaine heard this, she was shocked and blurted, "You must never tell your father and Claire about this. You hear me?" Elaine also knew that if this incident were to be taken out, she would be regarded as gathering crowds to gamble. Once her husband and daughter knew that she was betting so much outside, they would be extremely angry. In that way, she may not have a good life. Although the money is gone now, those people are even more troubled. All of them have been sent to the black coal kiln to dig for coal. Every one of them doesn't even want to get away for more than 10 or 20 years. So in such a comparison, she is not too miserable. However, the money and bracelet are gone, which is really distressing. It's good to say that the bracelet is gone. Anyway, she took the fragments, and she can tell the family directly that the bracelet was broken. But the money is a bit uncomfortable subject. The family's money was in her own hands. Jacob doesn't have any money himself, and even the hundreds of thousands he earned from reselling antiques were in her own hands. And she has lost all her family's savings. If this is known by her husband, he will be mad. Elaine sighed in her heart, and felt very regretful about what happened today. On the way back, Orville called Charlie and said, "Mr. Wade, I personally put the convoy on the highway just now, and the convoy has already gone to Jinx. I should have gone there in person to explain you. It's a little better to get things done, but tonight Classic Mansion has something to do. Someone with a big background has booked the Diamond Box for a banquet, so I have to go over and take a look." Having said that, Mr. Orville said again, "But don't worry, I will fly there tomorrow. It is estimated that their convoy will be there when I arrive in the afternoon." Charlie gave a hum, and asked curiously, "There is a distinguished guest in Classic Mansion tonight?" What is the way? Mr. Orville hurriedly said, Regnar and his son Roger from the Wu family in Orus Hill. Charlie frowned. It has been several days, but the people from Wu's family haven't left yet? Do they stay in Orus Hill, trying to find him out? After all, Wu Qi's psychological suggestion that he must eat shush tea every hour was made by him. It is estimated that the Wu family also realizes that there must be a hidden story behind this, so they want to find out. But Charlie wasn't worried. The Wu family was not as powerful as the Wade family.